In the newsroom now on BBC One, Jenny Bond.
Good morning. Police are questioning 3 men about last night's murder of 2 men in a gun attack on a pub in County Armagh. There's been widespread condemnation of the attack, in which 2 other people were injured.
Point Pass is a place still in shock. What the Protestant and Catholic neighbours who lived happily together for decades never thought would happen here. It simply devastated their community. Damien Traynor, a Catholic, and Philip Allen, a Protestant, lifelong friends murdered by loyalists inside the railway bar. The gunmen wanted to kill everyone in there. Their motive simply sectarian, and for no other reason than because they could do it.
2 fellas had just drank in the bar, along with all the lads there, in last night for 2 orange. They weren't even drinking beer or anything, just in for a bit of a social crack. Damien Traynor and Philip Allen, their only interest was cars and lorries, absolutely no interest in politics or football or any of those other things. At the weekend, they just headed off to the local discos together in the taxis. Just 2 normal fellas, really.
Brian Canavan's 67-year-old mother was in the bar when the gunmen attacked. She escaped by crawling behind a door. The killers fired through it after her.
The Prime Minister has warned that councillors and local government officials who fail to modernise could have some of their powers transferred to business. Mr Blair says he wants the public to become more involved in council decision-making.
The Prime Minister used his visit to Labour's local government conference in Scarborough last month to call for greater accountability in local government. He now warns that if councils won't change, then they'll lose some of their powers.
It's a deal where we try and offer more power to local government if they're prepared to take on this new agenda and use it. If they're not, then you have to look for other organisations in business and the voluntary sector to play the part that local government can play.
That's a threat that worries some leading local government figures.
We do need a more open democracy at all levels in our country, but we need people who are accountable to the electorate, and business, for all its virtues, is not accountable to the community.
The Prime Minister also supports the idea of allowing voting at weekends and in supermarkets, as well as a direct election of mayors.
One of the first rail companies to be privatised, Great Western, is facing criticism from a passengers group for delays in its services. The criticism comes as the company prepares to sell off its franchise at a big profit. The bus and train company First Group has confirmed that it's almost completed the takeover deal. The government will set out its plans to cut the cost of the legal aid system later today. The Lord Chancellor, Lord Irvine, is expected to announce that legal aid for personal injury claims will be withdrawn and replaced by no-win, no-fee arrangements. Other changes have been postponed after criticism from lawyers and consumer organisations. And that's it. More news in an hour.
Good morning. Associated British Ports, which owns Southampton Docks, says the port has had another record year and is continuing to grow. Figures published this morning show it's helped contribute to a 10% increase in profits for the parent company. ABP says Southampton has also reinforced its position as the UK's top port for handling cars and vans, increasing throughput by 500,000 vehicles. Students from colleges and universities across the south are staging shutdowns today to protest against the introduction of tuition fees. Students at the University of Reading will launch 1,000 balloons on campus to mark the event. War veterans in West Sussex have lost their campaign to have war pensions disregarded in their assessment for benefits. At a meeting last night, Ada District Council voted to maintain its existing policy. Members of the Royal British Legion staged a protest before the meeting. They don't want war pensions and war widows' pensions considered as income when the council allocates housing and council tax benefits. In Sussex, it's now only Crawley and Ada councils which still reduce benefits to war pensioners. Well, that's it from us. We're back in an hour's time with some more news. Till then, goodbye.
Morning. We are expecting some more snow today over the high ground in northern Britain, and where that snow is, also some patchy ice as well on the high-level roads as well, of course. Now, rain, sleet and snow showers, a big band of them arriving across western Scotland and Northern Ireland now. You can see also on this picture this morning's rain and cloud, and also where we saw the strong winds. That's all been moving away. Many central and eastern areas of the country dry and bright for a time, but we will see these showers gathering and pushing eastwards, bringing at least a little sleet and snow over the high ground from North Wales northwards. Now, feeling much chillier in the south, temperatures dropping now, and in northern areas too, a cold feel, especially later on as the wind begins to pick up. But that's how it looks for now. Bye-bye.
You're watching BBC One, and now it's back to the really useful show.